I think it was off. This is Larry Casso. I want to welcome you once again to my studio. And what we're going to be doing tonight is a painting of a picture I took a number of years ago on one of our trips to Laurel. And we want to go there again sometime very soon. And this is in a little patio right adjacent to the home there. You taking off, bud? Oh, that's fun. Okay, Gary.
Yeah, I'll be in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Well, have a good trip, man. Okay, boy.
See y'all later. But I'll see you Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay,
good.
good. Thank you. We're going to look at our photograph here. Now, again, I run into a situation where I really like the way this is up here. The reflections are coming out. I think there's some lilies like that in the water, maybe a little blue reflection of the sky. But mostly what I like the movement of the lights along here. I'm going to enhance the lights coming out from here. I like this shadow, and so I think it has a tremendous number of possibilities. Again, way too busy. So the way I'm going to deal with this, I'm going to have this lighter area behind here, but then I'm going to come back and I'm going to just take and put dark green foliage all back in this area here. Just to put the eliminator on all that stuff there.
That's what I'm working on over there.
Okay.
Simplify that thing.
All right, so we're going to start off first of all by let's getting some of our lighter foliage here. Let's get we're going to take a little bit.
That's good practice for Saturday too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about today.
You can get out there when everything's green and a bunch of leaves.
Yeah.
You got to simplify.
You sure do. So we're going to start, and first thing I want to do is get my lighter section, and that yellow. Now I'm using my normal colors: ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, cadmium red, cadmium yellow, and burnt sienna. And
You got lizard crimson in there.
And then I'm also adding my 3 other mediums: lizard crimson being a color, white and black are not colors, but we have a total of 8 that we're starting with, which is most of what I paint with now. First thing I want to do, I want to establish the rim of the now I gotta watch here because this is one of those situations where that camera focuses on something, and if you don't have something there. Okay, let's go back up a little bit more now and make sure we don't miss any of that. Okay, I'm gonna start right here, and then we're just gonna mix a little bit of that light yellow color, and we're just gonna come right behind here. Now boy, I tell you what, this is when you absolutely appreciate your limited sign painting career. Right, Joe?
Always.
But look at that, though, man.
Appreciate
Look at the way you can just come in there and pop that thing in there by using that flat brush. Well, you know what I love as I'm teaching, I'll start a lot of these kids out like that, and that's all they know. And man, they start out when they're 9, 10 years old using that half-inch brush.
You know, if you could only have one brush,
that'd be the one to have, Joe.
Good sharpen you, or you get,
That's right. And man, these kids, I had a little girl I'm working with that's really young, and she's kind of doing an original picture now, painting now, and I'm not kidding you, she's awesome as far as her ability to follow procedures. I mean, I'm doing a demo with her on a wet on wet. She's been taking about 3 years, just like I would do it with an adult.
No kidding.
I made her do a little practice study, and it's just amazing. And you should see, she put a whole tree in with this brush today. And I mean, it looked like Kowski, I guarantee you. So it's wonderful when they're young and they, their minds are just like little sponges. They can get to do this.
It's been so many years ago, I can't remember, Larry.
Well, I understand,
sure
Joe.
that's the case.
I really
Just think though, if we had started when we were young, what a blessing that would have. But I guess we should be grateful that we started when we did. I said I wish that I had started when I was young.
Started what?
Painting.
Well, you realize, I always give you the story about that. You had that really sweet lady that started with you.
Yeah.
And what's the difference in you and that other lady that had so much talent and everything?
She's still doing it.
Sarah's still doing it.
Yeah, I'm great.
I know you're grateful.
Totally
And,
grateful.
well, you always think it, Sarah, but
I
honestly,
have no, I guess no shit.
it's more than just painting. It's a maturity, it's a growth, it's being at a time in your life when you begin to have other things other than, you know, the normal things all of us have to be preoccupied when we're young. Then we have choices, and so I don't think you're ready for it. And I wonder sometimes about a lot of these kids starting real young and then burning out.
That is true.
You know, and that's, I had a lady that would never start them real young.
Well, it's best to start and burn out than to never start.
Well, I agree with that,
But
Joe.
you know they come back.
Yeah.
Many
Can I
of them
use that one,
there.
Joe?
They get to a point in their lives when they
It's
can do
there.
it, and they have that already established.
Yeah,
You know, they
that's
know
right.
that's what they want to do.
Well, can I use that one sometime?
Oh, we should.
Between the things, how do you say that
Between
again?
the
man?
things that you thought about doing, the chances are that you're probably gonna screw it all up.
Man, I tell you what, you better be glad there's not a front seat in front of you. I'm serious, man.
Oh, man.
Poor Gary, he wants
You
to be
know,
up there so bad, but
I'm gonna have to do some
he
more.
just doesn't have a good memory, poor fella.
You gotta remember all that stuff.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I've always kind of wanted to go back to Laura. I
yeah.
enjoyed that. It
Well,
was
you know,
a very nice
I
day
did
down
some
there.
paintings from there that I thought
Yeah, I did
looked
too.
Every
nice.
time, Joe, that we've ever done that and going back, you know, you always go back fresh, like the same way with Nottaway. I mean,
Mhm.
you know, it was the last trip we made over there was really fun.
Sure.
So
Lots
what I'm
of-
doing again
lots
is
of
I'm
bugs.
just blocking it in, not really worried too much about too much, and I don't want to end this like it's a,
It's already pretty.
look at how it's popping out. And see, this is what I'm talking about when I do the workshop. I'm going to be able to go around with every person individually, and then I'm going to say, okay, what about if you just lay this in? Once you block that
Yeah.
big area and start thinking outside of the box and not just limiting yourself, and you know, the primary thing, and I just go over it and over and over again all week. I don't tell them how many times I repeat this, but if you just concentrate on your center of interest and keep just put everything around it, and we worry too much about details and all, and man, just go in there and put that sucker in there and don't worry about it.
Sure.
And that's the key. All right, now I'm going to get a little ultramarine blue, get us a little bit of burnt sienna,
Serious dark.
get ready for the big time, man. And then we're going to put a little bit of our real dark stuff down here. And see, I'm going to have all these, this is all going to be cast shadows down
Taking
here.
shape now.
You know what I'm seeing on TV? I'm
What's
seeing
that,
this ellipse and that ellipse, and
The
it's
opposite.
very powerful.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Very interesting, Sarah. It really is.
Uh-huh.
I was telling Joe that see that fence is too busy behind it, and I'm gonna put the eliminator on it, and
It doesn't add anything to your center of interest.
no, it doesn't. And and I'll show you how I'm gonna do that and do it in an interesting way. All right, now we'll come back over here, carry that on down.
The old sugar kettle.
Y'all can tell us if anybody scores.
Oh,
All right.
7?
thank you.
so we're winning now?
Okay.
Oh yeah, well, that would be 13, 7, 13, 6. No, I feel like the longer it goes,
They go straight to commercials, and I'm like, oh, come on.
yeah, the longer it goes, that's where those poor kids, you know, they don't have the depth, and they begin to wear down. I'm talking about. But I don't know another state where the kids don't play with any more heart than they do in. They're really not. They don't have a lot of drawing power, and it's, you know, they don't have a lot of things. But boy, I tell you one thing: on any given Saturday, they can beat anybody.
I know, isn't that lovely?
Did you
Wow, this is phenomenal.
Isn't it?
This is gonna be great.
Did you sign that thing?
No, because Larry had to put
You can sign it.
his,
Okay, I'll look
his
at it.
approval.
I'll look at it there. Okay. Now, see later, I gotta figure something to do up here that gives me a little, now see, I don't wanna do too much like this, but I'm gonna have a little bit of this coming up just to,
Because that's gonna be
and I like that.
almost pure white on the back side
Yeah,
of that, huh? Or not?
exactly. That's, this will be pure white, and I want that edge, so,
Mhm.
and I like this now,
That
this is
is
just
good.
enough to,
Yeah, lost and found.
yeah, get that, you know, let some of it a little taller, a little thinner than the other part.
Very natural.
Okay, that's it, it's gonna do what I want as far as bringing it up. Now, I'm gonna turn this back around, Sarah, to really enhance what you were talking about.
Uh-huh.
What I'm gonna do now, I'm
And
gonna come
then
in,
you've got it again with this.
Give me, how's that?
This right
Oh, yeah,
here,
that's what I'm
too.
saying. And you see, the thing about it is the more you start looking, then you're and it's not, it's the creation and the creator that you start seeing in all of it.
Yeah,
So-
you can see lips there,
Mhm.
and one there, and down in the shadow.
That's why it's really almost a spiritual experience.
Mm.
It is.
When you, if you believe, you know, and in something and have hope and whatever, it's just so totally sets you apart from everything else in life that goes on.
Yeah.
And not just today, anytime.
Mhm.
Okay, now see,
Mhm.
I don't know what I want to do here. I'm trying to, I gotta think about this because I don't want to repeat what I had down on the bottom of it, but I feel like I need to get something here that, how's that?
I'm going back and forth.
Oh, that's okay, you're welcome.
Nice champagne, that was nice.
I'm gonna get some rich juicy. And see, I'm gonna do this here. Then after I get through, I'll show you all how I'm gonna give it the whammy. I want this to really be dark. No
I think it
pussyfooting around with this stuff here. This is gonna,
So
this is-
what colors did you mix for that? To
I
give
mix
it that dark?
a lot of hooker's green,
Uh-huh.
and see, I wanted that's a distinct dark, but I wanted this to be really, really dark, and I'll show you. It's going to get a little bit monotonous, but I want it to be like it. And you see these certain hedges, man, when they're in the shadows like that, they give you this kind of an effect. You know, I showed my students that painting I did of let's see, Sarah, I've got hooker's green, and I'm using a little more burnt sienna in it. I think it's giving it a rich color. And I'll put a little blue and a little black. Mainly use it very thickly. But I had an opinion poll about whether to leave that area white at the bottom on those steps.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And you know, and why I did it, and I said, you know, I've had some people, okay, that didn't like it, and or had other ideas, you know, and I know it's a legitimate thing, because it's one of those kind of things where you reach the edge and you have to decide, hey, am I going over, or do I want to leave it? And so, I see again, I'm depending on a few things to kind of help this out a little bit. Hey, I'll come back and put some azaleas in it or something, you
Sure
know.
can.
Oh, yeah.
You've been done that
You could-
before.
You could lift out a hint of part of the fence if you wanted to.
No. See, I don't want it because this is my center of interest
yeah.
is kind of high, Joe. But I probably need to do is back off and get a little bit of this here. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I need to break that off like I did.
Repetition variation.
That's right, Joe. I got it a little solid over here. Okay. We're just coming right along. Now, see, I'll lift a little bit of this. I'm glad I got to do it. Joe, I like this paper.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
that's
telling
at,
you right now, man, I
that's
love
at,
it.
Saunders Waterford.
Yes, sir. I'd love to know what
I've
it,
never even heard of that. Me either.
but I've been reading about it my whole art career, and I just, you don't have
Yeah.
access to it.
Old Harold Phoenix used to use it a good bit. Did some nice work on it. He did some full sheets on it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. I think, again, if you oh, now look at that, now see,
Yeah.
I want to show y'all how I'm going to come back. It's almost too symmetrical, so I'm going to do something to break it up, and I'll show y'all what I'm going to do.
Now, did you take this picture at Bergen, or is this a?
But this was Laura
With
Plantation. And I tell you what, that burden thing, that was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had, learning-wise. And anyhow, I had one or two people, brought up issues with that they had with that white, and they were legitimate. Because one or two times, and I listen, and I'm teasing about, I really listen when, I mean, even to my wife,
Well, you
Oh,
especially.
no.
That's
Especially.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, now watch this. See, and this is where I love to come back in while it's wet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's wet.
And
Blend
that-
in.
Okay,
Whoa.
yellow a little bit
Yeah,
there.
it's nice.
Whoa. See, and I'm gonna get some of this, I'm gonna get really white. See, what it's doing is it's mixing with what's underneath there. That's okay, I'll come back later, but I love to do it
Yeah, you do it again.
wetly, Oh, yeah,
It
love
is a
it.
nice effect.
You see, I'm gonna make it come up a little higher over here, and that's gonna break up the symmetry of this.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah, now it doesn't look like a big bowl on top of a bowl.
Exactly. Well, that was a good analysis, Sarah. I had thought about a number of those things yet, but I really hadn't had time to concentrate on any of them, so you helped me out a lot to
Oh.
nip it in the bud, so to speak.
Well, I was looking at it upside down, that Miss Laura
And that's,
Perry
well, that's
taught me
good.
that
Well, no,
way.
but that, what that does, I mean, that's the way to do it.
But you know what that was?
Are you using one base green color?
Yes, hookah
Okay.
green,
And then you mix in either darker or lighter?
yes.
Look how pretty that
Yeah, now, don't ask her why I'm going to the deep end and do something like this, but
I thought maybe he's gonna stick some red.
is. Right, it needs a red coat. He just hasn't gotten to it yet.
Burnt cinnamon. Oh, boy, look at that burnt cinnamon, really turning red, look at that. Ooh.
Here we go. Maybe I will.
Well, believe it or not, it does have some red flowers in it. Look at that, see right here?
Okay, right,
Yeah,
right,
look at
right.
that, look at that one over
Okay.
there. That's an oleander.
Is this from Google Earth?
no, this one's
No, this is Laura.
Laura Plantation. We go on sketch trips on a regular basis. Sometimes not in the summer because it's too hot, but and
We spent the day down in Laura, and had a big time.
well, yeah,
They let us.
Joe knows everybody from St. Francisville. Everybody owns those plantations from St. Francisville all the way down to New Orleans, probably. No, I needed that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Whoa,
That kind
that's
of breaks up
nice.
the all green
Exactly.
feel. Great. Okay.
That looks like the perfect thing to do.
I love it.
I do too.
See, I can still do something up here, but see, I always want to keep in mind, this is only here for this. Until I do this, I don't really need to make any decisions about what else I want to do in the rest of it. See, something like that, I might have got a little bit too strong. And that's where you have to be willing to bite the bullet and just take your risks, go with it.
We'll do it.
Yeah, now we gotta, watch.
Well, we got 10 minutes.
I know it, Joe. This is wonderful. Now see that whole lid at the top is gonna be, so let's just start. And we'll take, I need to get, Joe, would you mind running and get me some fresh water? Just
Yeah.
a little bowl will be fine. Well, Sarah, this is, it'll be another fun one. I can see that right now.
I can see that too. I most certainly can. I'm so anxious to do some watercolor. I want to do it all the time.
That's, I know. I just feel sorry for these people that don't have anything.
Oh, it's a huge blessing.
Hmm?
A huge blessing
Yes, that's
to
right.
have that involvement.
That's right, and I'm so proud of you. You and Joe have really accomplished a lot and contributed a lot. And
Oh, I like the red.
well, thank you, hon. I needed that.
Oh, yes.
I'm basically
Oh
a
my
very
gosh, it looks
insecure person.
I know you are.
So, you didn't change the white that you left on the other one, did you?
No, I decided. No, I took a vote. It was.
We had made that decision.
Yeah, I tried.
No, I made it.
Yeah.
He took
No,
the vote.
I made it, and everybody was, but I just thought of the fun of it. I asked them, and
Yeah, I
everybody
think
said,
that's-
leave it alone.
I think that's good.
Everybody said, just leave it.
Wow,
Good.
this is phenomenal.
And tie that all together.
You see it?
That's really good.
And now,
Oh, how nice. You just created a background that doesn't even exist.
Oh, no.
I love that.
thank you, Deb.
So much better than what it was.
It really is.
See, is that a little blue in there?
Oh, yes,
It
quite a bit
is.
of blue.
It's
This is all
reflected from the
reflecting
sky.
sky, yeah. That thing's was pretty full.
Must have rained the night before.
Mm.
I remember the day that we went to Laura Plantation was the most beautiful day, and it was cold. I think it must have been in January.
And we got a tour. The lady gave us a tour.
Oh, it was the most clear, beautiful, bright day, and
Well, that's something you remember that,
I've got
Sarah,
some,
because I remember it.
I got
I
some
do.
very good shadows.
I
Only
do
some
too.
cast shadows that were beautiful.
Mm-hmm. We all did. It was just the right.
it was a perfect.
It was out, and it was. They're always so nice.
It's one of
to
those nice days because, it was, I don't remember whether spring or fall.
It was
but
cold. I remember it was
cold.
winter. I think.
And it was cold enough that the bugs weren't a bother.
I think
No,
it was
that's
So
right.
January.
pleasant when you don't have to deal with bugs.
Well, we know how to do it right. Huh?
Mhm.
I don't think I even had a digital camera when we went. I think I took
Probably not.
The what, sir?
film. But the pictures were spectacular.
Yeah, I don't think we were into digital.
And I noticed what I did. I did this. I felt I wasn't seeing enough of, so I just changed my ellipse on a little
Yeah, I
bit,
noticed
moved
you
it
did
over,
that.
and I thought that really did
It's
help
nice
out.
to be able to see down into
See,
it.
and then it's got one thing on it. Y'all gonna probably think I'm crazy, but
No,
I think these little details are really the important things if you're gonna do any detail at all. Brushes on. And that's just brushes and a hose too. Okay. I'm gonna take me. Make sure I'm on the screen now.
Mhm.
Yes, you are.
Okay. A little bit of burnt sienna. Ultramarine. Make it real pretty gray.
Nice gray. warm gray.
That was so small, but there's a ledge that goes all the way around there. I probably am crazy for putting it in here,
No, I kind of like that.
but I
detail.
think
I like it.
I think it's there, and
Mm-hmm.
it breaks it up considerably.
That probably when, I don't know what that was, maybe it was cast like that or something.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Because that's going to be solid white, and I thought, well, you know, this will just break it up very nicely. And that's sufficient. Okay, what are we at? I think it's about time.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah, we
call
gotta
it.
use our time up.
Well,
Very.
I can always do something to break it up and see up at the top, but I know I'm risking it being a little bit disproportionate. I mean, maybe too equally distributed, but there's other things I can come back in here to do.
You're right.
Huh?
You can, you sure
Yeah.
can.
So I'm gonna do this, and let's get.
At
I'll
this
get you
point,
to
it
move
looks
just one
fantastic.
Thank you, Doug. I'm gonna come in and put this baby on here.
I think it's a great beginning layer.
Oh, I really
I
like
do,
this. I
uh-huh.
love that background. And I love that it wasn't even there. He
Mhm.
just created that.
Amazing.
And why not?
Now, see, what I can't tell here, well, we'll just go ahead and close this for tonight. Appreciate everybody's attention, and maybe finish it up next week. Larry Casso, welcoming you again to our studio. It's Thursday, the 21st or 22nd?
22nd.
22nd. Thanks for that Mickey Mouse recollection.
Absolutely.
First thing I want to do is something that's been bothering me all week, and then we're going to get down to the meat of what we're doing. Take a little bit of that green, focus green. Whoop. Suppose I have any blue in that. Cadmium yellow, a little bit of white. And I kind of want this to be not. I don't want this dip here. I want to kind of let this be like it's kind of coming back up again and being a little bit more irregular, and then sort of gradually coming down here, and not being a straight line across here. That's what it was before.
Makes sense.
And I felt like I needed to break that up, and that's taking care of just what I wanted it to do. Okay, now let's go to our bottom section here, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a lot of ultramarine blue. We're going to, oh, I knew I was forgetting the color. Elizabeth Crimson.
Elizabeth, yeah.
Got some in here. But I went through and cleaned house today, so I think I might have got rid of
Larry,
it.
I don't see it.
Well, let's put this thing, here we go, Joe.
You found it?
Brand new tube.
Oh, okay, wow. Boy, it looks a lot like that burnt umber, burnt sienna.
It sure does.
Mm-mm.
When you see it like that, it does.
Yeah, thin it out and it doesn't.
Now I'm going to come back and hit it up.
Ooh, it Gary purple.
Okay. Up it. What a nickname. Then how about hitting us with a little bit of burnt sienna in there now?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of warm it up a little bit.
Yep.
Now this is probably going to be, sorry, would you mind grabbing me a little piece of that paper there? Is that bad cough syrup, huh?
That's good. I think that's very good.
Okay.
That's happiness personified.
I love
Well,
that
we got a little
class.
bit of it all
I
here.
love that class.
You earned the first right here at the BRFA.
You got it.
Oh, that's a pretty color, isn't
It really is.
just don't
I'm gonna
have
tone
much.
it down a little bit later,
it?
but
Much prettier colors.
I just am hooked on it, man.
With that green, it's so pretty with
Make sure I'm staying on the screen, sir.
You were just right.
Okay. I think this is the first thing I've got to establish. This right here. Oh, wow, that's good. Sign painting stroke, man.
I'll go come back and put darks in there, but I should have put my darks actually first and I need to work this in.
Trying to move fast here. I know it's just been drying. Plus, it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna layer a lot of
All this is wet.
stuff on top of it.
So,
If I just wanted to wet it.
yeah.
Give it some character.
Yeah, and just put me some nice cool color in that. And you know,
The sunlight cut it.
this kind of color along with green,
Oh, it's
that's your two most complementary colors
Yes,
together.
No, that's oil. This is oil. No, that's fine. It looks like water. Sarah got me inspired.
Inspiration, please.
Inspired. I had a little movement there and I went on. Went for it.
Went for it, there you go.
Just doesn't get it.
Go dear.
Just never figured out the
Put on
movement.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think I got this. So I put a little green in there accidentally. Isn't that pretty?
It's pretty, and that really makes it natural.
I want to kind of wet this down a little bit more. I'll get some more in a minute. Okay. Gail left? Oh, okay. Now, I want to get that ultramarine blue, burnt sienna. Really get that ultramarine blue in there pretty strong. Maybe a little bit of Elizabeth crimson. But we're going to put a little black with it.
Pretty
That's when we
strong
start getting
stuff.
cirrus. Okay, now we're going to start right here. That's a little bit too dark, but
It's gonna dry lighter.
yeah, we'll take care of that. It's amazing once you get that first coat on there, it sort of sets the perimeters for your colors. I'll take that brush. I don't have a brush I can lay my hands on, wet it, just a nice little reflective light going around. Oh, yeah. If it dries light enough, it's going to be perfect. Okay, this is where I like to get in here and get with it. Start putting them juicy colors in there with it, man. And values. See, no matter what you do, that's going to be an underpainting under that. It's going to give it that nice, cool effect that we want it to have. Okay. Now while this is like this and it's all
Oh,
still wet, we're gonna just, well, you gotta, I tell you what, you gotta put this in there when it's
Gotta
really,
have a little.
when it's wet though, Joe. Gotta really do it. And then we'll maybe come in there Get a little bit of, you always gotta have a little green lichen growing in there.
You see that red in there? You got a good imagination.
I'm sure that's red in
I'm
there.
sure it's in there.
Look at that, ooh, look at that green, look at that. See, that's green is giving us some color harmony. Now, I've got that pretty soaking, so we'll go back to this base color again. And well, you can't be a scad, man.
Don't be scared.
Got to go for it.
That's the problem I'm having with that one I'm working on right now.
You scared?
Scared of it.
Joe, I don't believe it. I never saw you scared. You've got all your stuff in the car.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
In fact, he took off.
No, I got my stuff right down there.
Oh, okay.
He was so scared, he just took off and ran away from it, man.
I didn't want anybody to see it.
Sarah, here he comes, man.
I know.
We've heard this one
Oh,
before.
yeah, we heard that before.
I put my name on the list over here. There's at least
Good.
two of us.
No, that's right.
What is that for?
That's for that workshop.
Okay, what are we gonna do with that?
So that's gonna be where we're taking pictures, from the, you know, Joe and I took a lot of the pictures, and then people, most of them will want to use the ones that we have. And, we're going to have a workshop, and I'm gonna kinda help everybody during class time next week to get a lot of the preliminary work done. That's why I broke the two workshops up rather than trying to do everything one day, because I really want to I want to get everybody to have their ideas down. I had a lot of them look at numbers. I don't know whether they're going to be at the workshop
Well,
or
you're
not.
losing half the day when you have.
Well, yeah,
to go out there
you
and
really
take
do,
pictures
Joe,
and
and
come back.
so we're gonna we're basically gonna have a lot of the preparation done ahead of time.
Good night, sir.
See you later, bud.
Okay. Have a good week.
Good night,
And then when we get to class, I'm gonna spend a minimal amount of time helping everybody get some little abstract designs, small ones, and then we're gonna paint at least 2 watercolors. And I wanna take everybody
I got my sketches made,
and go over good, too.
but not a value study.
No.
Just
Well, you know, Joe, you
bare
have to
sketch.
put as much as you think, you know, you need
Yeah.
to put in, and you've been
Well,
doing this a long
It
time.
helps me to get a
Well, Joe,
value
it-
study, especially on one like that.
I mean, there are people that, I was reading, I got a book written by,
That's beautiful.
yes, it is. I see what this is doing.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
And it's a book on 40 illustrators written back in the 40s. And some of them were really famous, and I know about a lot of them I didn't know, but I just go back. I like to read it every now and then, because almost without exception, they all did like Norman Rockwell and did their really complete preliminary studies, no matter what they were doing. Just like Kowski put it, you know, suggested in his books. Now that's kind of interesting, isn't it,
That
Sarah?
is, that is beautiful.
It gives the impression of an old rusty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think so. Let's see.
So when is that?
So on the 1st, it's not this Saturday, but the next.
Saturday week.
Okay.
And we're gonna have, it'll be an all day, and we're gonna get painting, we're gonna really get some individual paintings done. I don't think we're gonna have a big workshop, which is fine with me, because that way, a lot of the new ones I can get to, and Joe can blaze a trail, and everybody can kind of see what's going on. So,
I don't think I'm gonna be able to come that
well,
day.
that's a weekend is a football game, but the game's at night.
Well, the game is at 11:20 on Saturday.
Oh, well, they must have had a sign up I saw today that,
Unless they changed
that
it.
was,
Yeah, they moved,
They moved it?
to what?
Tonight?
no, I think it is 11 something.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Did they really?
They changed it, ABC
That's
picked it
what
up.
it's been all along.
Yeah,
and
ABC picked it up, moved it to 11 something in the morning.
11:20.
But because of TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been that for a real long time. My oldest daughter was in the flag corps, was the coordinator for the flag corps, and there's a big reunion and she's coming from Mississippi, Kathy, that you talked to later. She and Donna Brett were the Flag Corps coordinators together when they were at LSU.
Who's Donna Britt?
She's a news
Huh?
anchor on Channel 9, news
Oh, yeah.
person.
I got you.
And anyway, they're gonna be out there twirling their flags at that game. Next
Kathy
Saturday.
is?
Mhm.
Really? Can she still twirl the flag?
Well,
that?
she's practicing. She's
Now, who is this now?
Her
my
daughter?
daughter.
The one that's at Ole Miss?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Goodness
she
sakes.
said she's been practicing.
That's cute.
Yeah. She's real excited, but she'll be here on the Friday and Saturday
Mm.
of that weekend.
Larry, that's that Sanders Waterford.
Huh?
That's that Waterford Sanders 200 pound. Is that what
No,
you
no,
said?
no, that's just not.
What
I
is
don't, it might be, Joe. I think it is.
I believe it was a piece there.
I'll have to
I
check
think I
it.
have some more. I think I ordered 10 sheets of it the other day. I got some more.
Well, good, because I want to try a full-size sheet now that I've done it. Okay, now let's go back to, I'm gonna leave this for now. It's a little spotty, but we know when it dries,
Yeah.
it's all
Oh.
gonna dry differently.
Well,
So,
spotty's not
I
going to
think
hurt
that's
anything.
good.
Yeah.
you think that looks
An
okay?
old pot
Yeah.
out there, it's
Yeah.
going to be spotty.
That's right. All right,
It's
now,
character.
let's come back in. We're gonna take that blue. We get a little bit of our red. Again, man. Love that color. And we're gonna come in over here, and we're gonna we'll talk about the LSU game,
This weekend or?
the Kentucky game. No, next weekend.
Oh, that's at 11 o'clock.
Oh, I see. I didn't even look that far.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I have tickets on the east side, so I'm in the
Are you
sun.
facing the sun?
Well, they don't bother me. I'm not going to the game anyway, so.
Yeah,
Plus, on nice TV is even better.
yeah.
Well,
At least they haven't asked me to work the concession stand yet.
oh, well, Joe, don't, you just lay low and hope
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
find you.
Are you
What do
gonna-
you call these kind of things? Is it a rain pot or what do you call them?
Kettle.
There's a
Kettle.
sugar, we
Sugar.
use
Sugar.
Sugar
kettle.
kettle. Sugar
Sugar
kettle.
kettle.
That's
right.
what they used to cook sugar in.
Now, I'm gonna try to get this covered real quick.
I'm sorry.
How you doing, girl?
Good.
Good to see you,
I saw
Dawn.
in the window and I wanted to say
I'm so
hey.
glad. You better come over here and give me a hug. How's your grandma and grandpa?
They're good.
Good to see you. This Puddin' Bankston's
Oh, okay.
granddaughter,
Good to see you.
Walter.
I didn't know who
Me
that was.
too.
Well, I'm so glad you came by.
Yeah, I can't stay very long. I have food in the car, but I saw
Okay,
you
that's
in the
all right.
window and I just
Well,
wanted
listen,
to
well,
say hey.
I'm glad you know I'm over here now because,
Yeah.
yeah, somebody, I forget who came back. Mr. Bateman came back and said they want to try to come back into art again when they come back this time. So,
Well, that's good.
well, they know I'm gonna work them in if they're somewhere.
Oh, yeah. We'll find
If they want to come, you know. So, but you been doing okay, huh?
I have.
Good deal.
Are you a painter too? Or an
Oh
artist?
yes,
Oh,
very much so.
wow.
You come to one of the classes here.
I used to. I need to
Yeah.
start coming back.
Yeah, well, she will. You'll get it all together. But we had a lot of fun together, and she's my computer expert, my Mac expert. I miss you.
I talked him into getting that Mac.
Oh.
Yeah, and she helped me really do a lot of stuff on it too. But I really still, I don't have a lot of the programs, you know, that are interchangeable and all yet. Now this it looks like I've lost my mind, huh?
No.
On this painting, but we're gonna tone it down a little bit. See now here I noticed that, and I think I'm gonna do. No, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see this is dry in a middle tone.
Mhm.
Well, are they up? They're over there right now. Are they still?
They're still in North Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I
think
thought.
for about until the beginning of November, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. When it starts getting pretty cold up there, then
Yeah, then they come back down
we
here.
call them
Well,
snowbirds.
it'll be cool down here by that time.
Yeah.
For right-handers.
All right. Well, let me.
Well,
get
Dawn,
it.
thanks for coming by
You're
here.
welcome.
And look, anytime you just come
visit you.
come by and see me, anytime
see
you're
you.
doing anything, I can help you
You
with.
take care.
Alright.
You let me know, okay?
Alright.
Sure good to see you, love.
Larry on the monitor that just looks wonderful. Look at that.
Well, thank you, man. Y'all are so encouraging.
Well, it does.
You know, I told
It was another,
I told
well,
her,
yeah, there's a lot more in there.
Oh, okay.
her daddy,
Tweaked it the way I wanted it.
3 of her aunts.
Oh.
Is what?
Her daddy, 3 of her aunts. I told her grandmother for over 30 years.
Really?
We got the granddaddy a few years ago,
Uh-huh.
and he called me one day and he said, Larry, I said, what's that, Walter?
I like that.
Man, you need to help me out. I said, well, what you need help on, man? I'll be glad to help you out. He said, I'm over here with all these artists in North Carolina. And he said, all they do is go paint every day and go out. And he said, I'm an odd man out, man. I'm the only one that doesn't paint.
Oh.
He said, you got to help me out. I said, well, Walter, after teaching your family for 30 years, and on top of that, selling you a horse. You try it on.
Yes,
Right.
next time.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you here.
Bye.
So I told her on top of it, I said, after teaching your family for 30 years and selling you a horse to boot, I said, I owe you something. So I really did. No, they were trying to get a horse for their for one of her aunts. But anyhow, they've been a big part of our lives, and we're real close with them.
She took from you for a while.
How's that?
She took from you for a
Oh
while.
yeah, she took quite a while, but you know she was in between. I helped her get in. She's got a lot of talent, extremely. And whenever she focuses, she works very, very hard. But you know, they looked into different things, and none of the combinations worked for her. So I'm glad you said that, sir, because I'm going to leave that.
It's beautiful.
And so, you know, so every now and then she'll come back for a series, and she's got some special paintings she wants to do and things like that. But but see, when we go up there, we do that the other time we went to put in Walter's home, Joe, and they're just lifetime really close friends. And
Beautiful home.
Sybil
Great day.
Sybil and her grandmother were real close, and
They've done wonders at the old home.
Oh, yeah, man.
Really?
It's beautiful.
and
Well, what did Walter want you to do for him?
he wanted to take art.
Oh.
And so I told him, I said, Walter, I said, you're not going to have any trouble at all. I said, you're an artist with perspective and all that. I said, you have to realize, and he really is, I said, you're an artist with wood. He's a builder is what his profession was. And I said, Walter, you know, you build a barn and it's a masterpiece. And I said, you know how to line all those stuff up right? And I said, all that you can carry over. So he really did very well. But I didn't think he would, you know, with the kind of schedules they had and all, I didn't think he'd stay with it too much. But y'all remember Fred Grace?
Yeah.
Well, they all live in the same little area of that. I didn't know that the actual name was the Highlands. And
Oh, in North Carolina?
yeah, and it's called the Highlands. I
Yeah.
thought that was just a term that you used. But what time is it, by the way?
You got 12 minutes.
Okay. So it's looking okay.
It's looking great.
So anyhow, it was sweet of her to come by, but she's like one of my kids. She knows it, man. She
She's a
wrapped around
sweet
her finger,
girl.
man. She's precious. She really is.
She goes to school, she works or what?
What's that? Yeah, I think she's working. She was going to school, but I think she, you know, she kind of to do what she wanted to do. She had to leave Baton Rouge, and she didn't want to leave Baton Rouge. So
Good for her.
yeah. Well, you know, they just a lot of times these kids, they just take a little time for them to get their feet on the ground. We've all been through it. So, but she really is. And every now and then she wants to do something special, and she'll come take art. Now, see, I gotta lose that. But before I leave this, let me come in. I'm gonna get me some different things like this. You know what? Maybe I can lay my hands on something here. Now, I could find
It's got too much stuff.
And then,
But I'm amazed he can talk, but he does
Oh,
all it is.
You know, I taught so many kids, I taught over 5,000 children. A lot of them just stayed the whole time and they're lifetime friends, you know. And
what is he gonna do with
I
that thing?
don't know. I'm
Are
anxious
we getting ready to see
see.
something new?
That's what I
Oh,
was wondering
right.
about.
I can't believe that. I need to borrow
Look,
that when I
Joe.
get ready to, on my painting over there.
when I got connections in the beauty shop business, man. He gave me this. Have a piece of that paper over there, Bob.
Here's one right here.
Oh, thank you. I got some, Bob.
Oh, look at that.
You don't have to be crazy to do this.
Oh,
well, it helps.
I think
But
so.
it helps. See, it's gonna give me an irregular pattern,
Mm-hmm.
needless to say, if I don't overdo it. Now see, I noticed something that I think is gonna give the painting a lot more depth. Now see, this is what I figured was gonna happen. It's okay, because I'll go ahead and put my darks in. It's a little too busy, but, or what do y'all think? I mean,
No.
No?
I
Well-
tell you what, those old shirts,
I know it, Joe.
They've got some interesting
well,
stuff.
then I'm just gonna back off and wait. And see, then we got some of these rocks down here, but they're grayish looking, not brownish. I don't know why. So if I hadn't done too much like that, I think it would look a lot better, but it's, I was doing it a little bit too much water. But hey, so what? So now I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna use gray.
Come on.
You need some good texture. But your light source is,
How's that?
your light source is coming from this way.
Exactly.
So the pot would be darker on that side too.
Mm-hmm. Now see, I'm gonna have foliage over here. Well, I'm not gonna get too carried. What time is it now? We're probably about running out of time. Tell you what,
7 minutes.
I'm gonna do one quick thing. Is that looking okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know we'll pull it off. All right, now I know I'm gonna get my green and I'm gonna get my brown and my black. And I'm gonna come here. And I needed this, see, and I just noticed it when I put this in down here. I want that to be strong, but I do have a darker section in my foliage, and I needed that to reinforce what I'm doing.
To set it on.
Exactly. So we're gonna come in like this, and then we're gonna do this. And let the dark come up this side of this thing. Love it.
I do too.
So really love it. No, that little girl, she wasn't, I gave him a little lecture one day about, you know, she just happened to be there when I was talking about to young people that you gotta set goals and, you know, you just gotta make up your mind to do something. And I told him about this boy that was, for 3 years he took art from me. He kept talking, he'd been through some discouraging circumstances with a divorce and all. And so one night he just got real discouraged and came in, he was in the middle of a 3-color watercolor, and he just said, look, I don't think this is gonna do me any good with what I wanna do, and I'm quitting, you know, so, and he walked out the door. So I went and I called him. I said, could you come in just a second? And I talked to him like he was my son. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, you tell me you want to go be an architect. And I said, and you can't even finish a puny little watercolor course? Start it and not finish it? I said, that doesn't add up. This guy had a master's degree, was in business, in a business situation. So make a long story short, he kept talking about going to school in 3 years. I said, why are you going in 3 years? He says, well, I don't know whether I can go or not. Well, how are you going to know? You don't go check on it. And I said, you need to go out to LSU. When I make a long story short, he went out there with his portfolio, got a scholarship to Tulane, and a scholarship to LSU. And then he how's that?
Come this way, you're getting off the
Okay.
monitor.
And then but anyhow, to sum it all up, he's graduated, he got married again, he's really happy, he keeps in touch every now and then. But we've all had experiences like this, but the point is that I told him that you just gotta, you talking, you gotta set a goal and commit. Well, she wanted to study architecture, and she couldn't, and I gave him the lecture about you just gotta make up your mind, and she happened to be there to just set your goal and go out and do it. If it's impossible, still do it. And so she came and she said, I think I know what I want to do. I want to be an architect, but I can't get into any school. And she said, would you help me do a portfolio? We set a goal, and in 1 month, that kid just getting out of high school put a portfolio together like you would never believe. Wow. So she's smart, she'll be all right. And they just, a lot of times, I know that's the way it was with, one of mine, anyhow, it just takes a while to get their feet on the ground. So I think we're about ready to call this one for tonight, finished.
Well, that is wonderful progress.
We made progress tonight.
Thank you, Joe.
That dude on.
Let's sit with the man. Oh, look at the monitor.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, it knocked
You see,
the socks
you
off.
never know just how powerful that blue really, that
Chiaroscuro.
That's exactly right, Joe. Now you see, all these are going to be really bright down here. I'm going to have the brighter greens and all up against that darker section, and then we'll finish up the rest of it next week. Okay?
Beautiful.
Well, thank y'all. Y'all are so kind.
Oh, thank you so much.
Button. I want to welcome you again to my studio. We're picking up on possibly our final night.
Boy, that chroma is really high in that yellow, isn't it?
What is that?
Don't ask.
Don't ask.
Ellen, you don't want to miss this.
I'm not gonna miss it at all. I'm listening.
I
You
thought
might want to come explain it.
I thought you was going to say, I'm not missing it at all, I'm leaving.
See there? That chroma, look at that.
Yeah. Color's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
No, that's the hue. The hue's good.
Oh, yeah. Well, you too.
Yeah. Thank you, you too.
Yeah. Oh, man, I tell you what.
Actually, what that is simultaneous color contrast is what it really is.
Joe, you're kind of getting on thin ice.
You think I'm on thin
You better
ice?
stop right now.
Oh.
Well, he's really not. He just fixed my computer. I can't.
Let him go, huh?
No, it's all right.
Well, if it's an apple, I just stumble into it.
I think you need to move on.
Well, Joe, the more you use it, the more you see the similarities.
Oh yeah.
It's like every
I tell
time.
you what, I saw a thing on the
You need to slide to your left. a
Windows
little bit,
8.
Larry.
Yeah.
It's gonna your work with your apple's gonna help you with Windows 8.
You're off the screen.
I'll tell you one thing, what Windows
There
8
You're
and
on
Windows
there, just
period.
to the right.
I'm gonna learn how to use that Mac and all my,
It's recording now.
is it recording now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, now see, again, I like to get all of those darks put in there like that. And come back.
That green next to the blue is
Mhm,
so
pretty.
pretty.
Two most complementary colors in existence.
Look at that.
See,
Golly.
this is where, now see, now watch,
What is that, Joe?
I'm gonna give the pattern.
I don't know what's that.
That's beyond chrome.
Oh, that's good.
John Warwick.
Yeah, I like that.
That's tough.
See, what I like about this is I know it's gonna dry darker, and that's what I wanted to do. So now that was enough to kind of make that come alive. I will come to a little smaller brush now, and maybe get a little bit more of this.
That we get that
How's that?
small-
I'm sorry?
It's rare that we get the small brush out, but look at that.
Let's see how I get that little bit more detailed stuff here.
Stands out beautifully against that dark.
Well, that's what I'm depending.
Chiaroscuro.
Now, I can always come back and tone it down a little bit if I want to. But while I've got this color mix right here, this little area, and it's something to let something like that bug you all week, but I felt like I needed to get this around this. I want it to be a smooth thing going this way and then coming back. So I don't know, it's crazy. We'll put a little bit of this in there.
When did you get your sign up?
Sorry?
When did you get your sign up out
I
from?
came and put it up.
This week?
Oh yeah, I
It's
think it was
really
Wednesday
nice.
morning.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice.
Yeah, and they hooked it to the they hooked it up to the next door place because this wasn't a unit, and so they hooked it up. But their lights don't work and their lights don't work, and they want them to work. So I'm gonna send them a little note, and let them know I'm on, and that the three of us don't have lighting, and please advise. Okay, now we're going back to the ultramarine blue, our Elizabeth crimson. Oh, I love it. And put a little bit of burnt sienna in it to gray it down. No guts, no glory. Okay. Now see, then I want to drop this right along here. Get that a little thicker. See, that kind of completes the picture down here.
Oh, it does.
Okay.
It really does.
So we're going to do that. Now, I'm going to do something that even if it means I don't finish tonight, I wanted to do it because it's bugging me all week. I knew this when I did it. I don't know why I decided to make this a little darker. And the pot, the kettle lighter because I don't like that line around it. And it's contrary to the way I did my last one. So I'm going to turn this like this, and I'm going to take this, a little bit of blue, same thing, red, put my burnt sienna in there.
Now that's serious panel stuff.
Yeah, we'll get me my black color. Now I want this to really be darker, all the way down.
I think you got it.
And if you look at the picture, that's what it really does. And
It's darker in the
I can
picture.
have a little reflected lights on the sides, that's okay. Okay, now we're gonna, I feel like this is a little busy, I can take care of that later. But I do want this to be really, really dark. Let's see, now that reflected light means a little something more to it. Okay, now I don't have to make my final decisions here either. But I do,
That's nice.
I really think that settled it down better. Or more better, whatever. Okay, now while I'm on this roll, I'm gonna go ahead and get this foliage out of this other side. Isn't that funny how this right here, no matter what I did, it just wouldn't come out dark, it dried lighter. So we just got a little remedy for this. I want it to be transparent, but mostly I want it to color. I think that's going to do it. No, man, I tell you what, that's going to look great.
It's gonna
All
look
right,
great.
now, same way, let's go back with yellow. What time we got up here, Joe? Oh, man, wait a
20
minute, we might
minutes.
finish this tonight. Okay, we're going to do this. Tiny bit of green. Yeah, I love that yellow against that purple like that. All these light yellow colors. Okay. Now see, there's another thing that I want to do. Pardon me, jumping around a little bit here. But I feel like I like the way, the depth that this gave this. It looked like that light was coming in. I want to get my first coat. On my photograph, I studied it and studied it at home. And on the photograph, it shows it.
There's some light coming on the other side of the.
Exactly, and I felt like it gave it a little bit more depth,
It
Joe.
does. I like that.
And I feel like I'm going to go ahead now
Yeah,
and
I
put
think
it
that's
back in,
important.
connect it like that.
Mhm.
And let's see, yeah. And I'm going to soften that along a little bit more later. How you doing back there, Mr. Bob?
Doing wonderful, I'm just wrapping it up right now.
You finish it?
No, God,
All right.
No, he's
I wish.
you got a lot of bridges to cross
Yeah,
there.
you got a lot of bricks to lay.
No, I like that at the
I do
top.
too.
Better.
Yeah,
Let's see what, go ahead, Joe, I'm
big
sorry.
improvement.
Because what happens is this
It
color
shows-
here.
It shows depth on that bowl.
Well, thank you
That
very
little bitty
much.
line shows
That
depth.
one little line there,
Yeah, it shows
your
depth on that
mind
ball.
completes the rest of it. 'cause you
Mm.
No,
split
what,
it.
on that what now?
Looking at, see that monitor? It
Yeah.
shows depth on that bowl now.
Yes, it does. See, that's why I was trying to get all this white out before we finish, you know, what I did any more on it. Okay, now this I'm just going to end down here. Bring it on up like this. Just trying to get that white out. Now see, I notice this comes just right across this top, and I'm going to do the same thing. Comes across here, like this. And then it's got little sprouts that cross over and give you just enough to give you a little three-dimension over there. Maybe I'm exaggerating wording about this, but I just, you know, you get something that gives a certain feeling and you want to repeat it. Okay, now we're going to do this. And now this is going to be a little trial and error here, but we're going to see how it works.
Okay.
I'm going to go to some more of this ultramarine blue, a little bit of alizarin, a little bit of green now, a little bit of black. And I really want this area here to be extremely dark. And I want that foliage to be extremely dark. See how that stands out in front of that?
In front of it.
Now, I think it needs it. See, I just think it needs it so it's not so repetitious. I'm going to bring it up a little bit here. Oh, yeah,
Very,
man,
very
I like that.
dramatic.
Okay, now as I come up, begin to fade it a little bit. Now what's nice is the ability you have to always come back over this stuff, you see. I don't have to leave that definite edge there. I have a little bit of this here.
Mhm. You're making that white stripe more important all the time.
That's what I'm trying
I
to do.
know it. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much, because that's
Mhm.
what I want.
Mhm.
I made this really go out a little further than it does, but it's no big deal.
Mhm.
Okay, now we're going to come back in with this strong dark again. Is it on the screen okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, we're going to do this. Now I may need to just bring this down. Hit it like that. And see, now I notice something that's kind of interesting. But before I do it, I'm going to come back now. It's still a little wet, but I don't know why not. Let's do it a little wet. Let it blend in. thinking, and see, as I come up here, I want to get a little bit of green in here now. Just tone it down a little bit. And then I'm coming right across here, and this is what I was telling you. I picked up a little bit of this that I want to carry through on it, see, just enough to where I keep it in there, you see.
Push that back.
And then with that like that, I'll come back over and I'll get some of this secondary color here. Put a little white in it. See, I'm going to do what I set out to do. A little bit too light.
No, it's gonna dry darker, now don't forget that.
Well, that's true, Joe. Maybe we just need to leave it. That's too dark, but let's just go with, I'm gonna go with that, just
Ain't the only
the
thing
heck
higher
of it,
there.
exactly. Okay, now, then, the same thing I got here, I'm just gonna kind of start showing some of these sprout looking things coming up like this.
It's looking good.
You see, just to give it a little bit different pizzazz.
Give it that swing.
Get that swing in there, man. You can't quit, Joe.
Yeah,
You got to give it that swing.
that's for sure.
So I plan to make this a little transition area. So I don't want a lot going on over in this corner. And I think I've just about done what I wanted to do there. Take a little bit of this now. Just really mix some water with it. I don't want to do too much because I don't want to lose this nice white. But it does have it's a little bit strong. I'm going to have just a little bit in here, like it is in the picture where you're losing it. There we go. That's all I needed. Maybe soften some of the edges a little bit. And as I come out here, maybe even tone it down a little bit over in this corner. Not a lot, see, just enough to. But because I got the same chiaroscuro we had on that one that I did over in Italy. It's got the same effect to it. Now, I'm going to come over here. Now, I'm not crazy about the shape of this bush here, but I'm gonna take some more of these things,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're
That's
sprouting it
better.
out like that. See, maybe even some of this go up here like that. There you go. Gives it a little bit more pizzazz. There's my buddy.
That's all it
Okay.
takes. That's all it takes.
Yeah. Guy works back in that back building, it's AT&T building. And a lot of times I'm here late at night, man. He never fails to come up and make sure he recognizes me and I recognize him. It's nice, you know.
Yes, yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, now
Looking
what I'm
good,
thinking about now is do we have enough? I think we got enough going on down
Yeah.
here.
Movement's
Now,
good.
what we might do, the problem I got up here is I want to get all of this out of here. I got to do something that, regardless of what the picture might look like, this got to be toned down.
Yeah, otherwise that stripe leads you
It's
right
just-
out of the
it
picture
just-
down in the
Yeah,
corner.
it really just takes over.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just do a little bit of this here.
I think that did it.
That's
Now, the problem I have now is I don't, I want to do a little research. I love what I did here.
I do too.
No, that's okay.
I want to do a little research on it because I don't want to overdo what I put in here. And we got those pictures over from the workshop, and where we had the stuff out at the Burden, and I'd like to get it and
Yeah, don't push that.
and see exactly, Joe.
That's pretty-
Are you gonna put those, whatever that is in there?
Well,
I don't
we got
know.
some
See,
pictures
that's-
out
Is
of
that what you're talking about?
it.
Yeah, except I want to get something that's a little bit better.
Lily pad.
In other words, clearer in the terms of where I can simplify it. Follow what I'm saying?
I do.
Something simplified that would carry that ultramarine blue into it would be pretty. And we'll-
What's that now, Joe?
Well, if it's you're gonna put a lily in it or something?
Well,
Is
see,
that what
I-
you're thinking about?
I was thinking about lilies, but I don't, see,
If it carried that
there's two
ultramarine
things
blue
going on
into it.
here that I have a choice, and this is from past experiences, okay? Two things, and that is, I did one where I left it white like this, and I had a little something else in it, but I had a reflection from a tree that would have been back here.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
You see, and I'm wondering, do I really need anything else vertical? Or do I want to just put a couple of flat lily pads, and then later, see, I'm going to have shadows on this rim, toning that down, and I almost feel like if I didn't do anything, you know what it is, and I need to make a decision about just how much I want to do in here, and that's why I wanted to get all of this out tonight. So here again, I'm going to do this. Now look at that, what that little bit's going to do, man, just taking your eye up there. And over here.
Get on Photoshop and put some stuff in there.
That's nice.
So we're going to hold off
Put you a frog on there.
on
Fit
finishing
right on
it
the
till
edge.
next week.
It's the year of the frog.
Good night,
Hey,
everybody.
enjoyed it so much, Helen.
Good.
Good night.
Got all your stuff?
You got
Yeah, I got
everything?
everything, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
dear.
you, that's right.
That looks very nice.
Thanks.
Have a good week.
Bye,
You too, see you
Helen.
next time.
You want the game Saturday?
No, no,
All right.
no.
I'm not either.
I can't get Sybil to go. We get tickets and all. I can't get Sybil to go to any of those games.
Well,
And I don't
It's a
blame her.
major effort to
You
go.
can see.
It really is. What you think, sir?
I love it. I love
Fantastic.
it.
I like, well, I don't know what you call it, it's the red or the burnt
You don't
sienna.
have to do
I
a lot.
love that.
Yeah.
I use a little bit of that plain alizarin crimson.
Blizzard.
In fact, that's a good plan. I might wash a little bit.
Yeah.
So I got it in here. I might put a little bit of it down here to break that I got it in here. It's always a good color to kind of connect things together.
I wish you could put it in the kettle.
Tree in there.
How's that?
Put something with that color in.
In the kettle itself, so I could make it purer like that. Let that be the highlight. Well, that's why I got to make my decision, and I'll.
That is worth thinking about.
I think it is, because I think everybody seems to like the way it looks, and I think it's coming together nicely.
I love it.
Thank you, sir. We'll go ahead and call that finished for tonight.
Thank you.